Stay positive, stay strong. I'm coming and I hope to see you there.
Hello, Geek House Show fans. This is Hassan Muhammad, and believe it or not, we have a Justice League member with us here in the Geek House. Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Ray, welcome to the Geek House Show. It's a huge honor to have you here with us.
Thank you, Hassan. It is my absolute pleasure to be here. And what's up, Geek House fans? You already know.
Exactly. Now, look, Ray, before we start this interview, I have a message on behalf of all the Geek House Show fans and Speedy Comics to you personally. We just want to let you know that your fans in the Middle East love you, support you, stand by your side. You're not just a hero in movies; you are also a hero in real life. So thank you for inspiring us to fight against injustice. And we definitely agree with you. Accountability is greater than entertainment.
Thank you so much.
So we just want to let you know that you have fans from this part of the world in the Middle East that also support you and stand by you. And this is very, very important, for us to show you that we care about you, not just as an actor, but also as a human being. And all we want is justice to be served.
No, I appreciate that. That does mean the world to me. And it's something that I hold very near and dear to my heart. So thank you for saying so.
About you. Didn't think you were real. I'm real when it's useful.
We have a lot of Middle Eastern fans here who love Zack Snyder and love his work and love the movement and have been part of the movement since day one. And so, this is like part of history right now in cinema history, that the Snyder movement actually achieved something that has never done before. And so how does it feel to be a part of this movement itself?
I mean, I can't even really tell you how it feels, to be honest with you. Because it's sort of like history being made in the moment,
yeah.
Right? And so when I'm able to look back on this in like a couple of years and go, did we really do all that? Like, did we actually do all that? Like, did the fandom get a movie that no one said existed to be shown to the entire world? And disproving the haters, disproving the disbelievers, disproving the naysayers. That's like, I'm still kind of speechless. Like, I don't think it's really sunk in completely just yet. But I feel honored. I feel privileged. I feel supported. I feel light. I feel like I sleep better at night, as a result of this. Because it's one of those things like, you know the film exists and you can't really say too much about it in the moment. And you're like, man, I just hope one day, you're just hoping and praying and wishing that one day it will come to fruition. And then here we are, and it wasn't just hopes and prayers and dreams and wishes. It was actual work that people were putting in and the campaigning that people were actively doing to get this thing released. So as much as hopes and dreams and wishes make a difference in keeping us in it, it's the actual footwork and the fans that made this thing happen. So I'm thankful and grateful to the people first and foremost.
Yeah. And some of the Snyder fans actually did this Justice Con, which was really amazing. Something that the fans did. And in that event, they asked you if you've seen the Snyder Cut or not, and you said no. So have you seen it right now, or still?
Still no. Still no. Zack is keeping it from me. He was like, "Look, I'm not gonna let that guy see it until it's like done." I've seen like little snippets here and there, and there may be some like vocal work, some ADR stuff that needs to be done, so I'll be able to see like little glimpses of things. But insofar as the whole 4-hour thing goes, no, not at all.
Now regarding this thing, because like we've got a lot of questions, like when we're trying to explain to some of the people what is the Snyder Cut and what is the difference between it and the theatrical cut, because some people think that this is like a sequel to Justice League, and we tell them, no, it is the original cut. And so if we want to compare like the theatrical cut with the original cut in terms of runtime, like how many hours did we see from the Snyder Cut in the Like, is it more than 1 hour, less than 1 hour, do you think?
I mean, less than an hour
Oh.
for sure. I mean, we probably saw of Zack's footage in the theatrical version of the movie, and I think Fabian Wagner, our director of photography on Zack's version, phenomenal person, phenomenal dude. He said maybe about 10% of that movie was Zack's footage, and I'm inclined to agree with him, because as we were shooting certain things, some things are like similar, like with the reshoots, as what we did for the original, and it's hard to like tell with certain shots of other people for scenes that I wasn't there for. But what I can tell you from my character and what you saw in the theatrical version, that every single scene, with the exception of the Gotham City police rooftop scene with Commissioner Gordon and Batman and Flash and all that, every single scene that I'm in was reshot.
Oh.
I reshot almost the entire film on my end. As far as other people's stuff, like where I wasn't there, I couldn't really tell you. So all in all, I would maybe say 20 or so minutes of that was maybe Zack's footage. And some of it may have been taken even like out of context with respect to how it was portrayed. So the fact that we're getting a 4-hour cut of the movie, a 4-hour version of this, like, this is going to be massive. Like I said it years ago I think I was at a convention, and I said that Zack shot enough to make 2 movies, and people were like, "Oh, that's crazy." You know, that was the first time that I ever said that the Snyder Cut was real, like publicly. And I was kind of afraid at the time. I was like, I might get in trouble for this, but I was like, it's not a matter of whether or not it exists, it's a matter of whether or not we actually see it. And I said, you know, he shot enough to make 2 movies, and lo and behold, it's a 4-hour movie.
Organic and biomechatronic body parts. He's a cyborg.
You should probably move.
Basically, you know, we've seen just a little bit, and so this is the answer for anyone who's asking me in Geek House Show. I mean, you heard it from Ray Fisher himself. You know, we've seen nothing from the Snyder Cut, so stay tuned for 2021. Now, you know, you play Cyborg, and we're gonna see the story of Cyborg for the first time in Zack Snyder Justice League. And so, do you think we're gonna see a continuation for the story of Cyborg in for example, the DCEU, whether the Flash movie or other movies in the future, or maybe a Justice League 2? Do you think that there's a plan for that?
I think people are formulating like how things are going to be going. I don't think there's a set plan just yet. And I know in the recent trade publications that have gone out, folks have said or spoken about my involvement in the Flash film, and Cyborg has always been a part of like the Flash script in some capacity. And so I'm not 100% sure. I would like to think that there are some greater plans for Cyborg down the line, but I would be equally interested in just making sure that the story that we're attempting to tell is one that's like powerful and right for, you know, the character and the time, and making sure that you give the character, you know, give the character his due, essentially.
You know, I really hope so. I really want to see like a continuation of Cyborg, and with Zack vision specifically. You know? So fingers crossed.
Me too,
yeah, fingers crossed. We you know, let's hope for that.
What I was going to say, if you're doing sort of like a multiverse thing, which is what it seems like DC, the DC films is going in the direction of, then you can have Cyborg Solo, you know, pick up after Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, it doesn't have to be interconnected to anything really, you know, or a connected universe with anything. And so when you have that freedom to be able to say these movies are standalone issues of comics, like making that comparison, you really, the tethers are off, and you're free to just like make cool stories and have these characters just continue.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
You are also a famous gamer on Twitch, and I like, you know, I like video games. And so I want to ask you this: what is your favorite video game other than Pokemon? Because we know that you are a very Pokemon fan. I'm not sure if this is your, I'm not sure if this is the your favorite game. But what is your favorite game that you like to play on Twitch?
Let's see. On Twitch right now, my favorite game is Dead by Daylight. Like that's one of my favorites to play, and it's a survival horror game. It's one that I just find really interesting because you're going up against other players and you're cooperating with some people to get away from like this crazy killer or whatever. But insofar as like games I like to play on my own or with like just groups of friends privately, I'm a big Super Smash Brothers fan.
Oh,
I love Super Smash Brothers. That's probably my favorite fighting game of all time, favorite fighting franchise of all time. I'd even argue to say it's probably the greatest fighting game franchise of all time. Insofar as adventure games go, I grew up with Ocarina of Time. Like Legend of Zelda has always been a big thing for me. And I'm started recently getting into PC gaming because I've always been a console guy, like ever since I was a kid. And so getting into the PC side of things, it's like all these other games have just opened up to me. And I feel like I'm getting like over inundated with games I need to catch up on because, there's just so much. So one of the things I'm trying to learn how to do is for my 2021 resolution, my New Year's resolution is going to be to learn how to play on mouse and keyboard because I cannot play on mouse and keyboard. I'm terrible, man.
Me too.
Terrible. Yeah. So I'm going to put my efforts to trying to figure it out. It almost feels like playing the piano where it's like left hand is doing this, but the right hand is doing that. Just does not compute. My cyborg brains. It can't compute.
Thanks, Alfred, but I'll take it from here.
By the way, Henry Cavill is also a big PC gamer. So
yeah,
did you play like a certain game? Like
we have not played, no, because I think he's been solo PC gamer for a really long time, and I only just got into PC maybe within the last maybe year and a half, 2 years now. So I know he would probably wreck me, but we had some conversations, and I know I believe he's a big World of Warcraft guy.
Yeah.
I remember talking briefly about our equal love of video games on set. So hopefully one day. I did see him putting together a PC online, and I was like, man, that PC looks nice. I was like, I don't even know what those components do, but give me those.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Before we end this interview, we're going to see you at Speedy Comics Con November 13th and 14th. This is going to be like the first ever virtual con in the Middle East. You're going to meet your fans there for the first time. So do you have any final message to your fans from the Middle East, especially Geek House Show fans?
What message would I have to my fans out there? I would say stay positive, stay strong. I'm coming and I hope to see you there.
All right. Okay, guys. See you at Speedy Comics Con November 13th and 14th. Come and celebrate the Snyder Cut with us. Ray Fisher, Ray Porter, and who knows, maybe some other people as well. See you there. Bye-bye.